biggest single challenge, and it's what we do day in, day out, it's all about data. The challenge is that there's more of it, it's coming from more different sources, and it's coming in more different languages. Also, the expectations that people want to be able to review it faster. So it's all about data. So the volume of material that we collect is growing, the volume of material that we have to process is equally growing, but people's expectations about how fast they can get to it are not changing. Generally, people still want, I will need it tomorrow. We're seeing this big need now to be able to handle just basically anything that clients throw at us, whereas we used to be able to pick and choose between, is it Word documents, is it spreadsheets, is it PDFs? Now it's, well, somebody said something, they may have done by voice, maybe by email, by text message, and they want to be able to find it. Our standard approach is to collect as big a pool of potentially relevant data first, get it in a secure forensic manner, and then start winnowing through it, rather than trying to do a very, very specific targeted collection on just what somebody said is an issue now. In most cases, and as an investigation or a piece of work develops, other things will come to light, and a lot of costs will be brought in if you suddenly have to go back out and recollect additional material. When we were looking at solutions for our particular client needs, any web-based, cloud-based translation solution is not good enough, for the simple reason that it means taking my client data and putting it out onto somebody else's engine, somebody else's servers, somebody else's disclosure requirements, and that's a risk that we're not prepared to take with our client data. SYSTRAN was one of the tools that we looked at from the point of view of we could deploy it in our own environment, so we had the security and data protection aspects covered. In terms of actual scale and capability, it is scalable, so whatever size of data pool we got through, we could use it within our own environment. And responsiveness, not just in terms of obviously talking to the individual companies we looked at, but also the tech support staff from the point of view when we had queries, when we ran a proof of concept, we had a particularly a good rapport with the support team and the staff that were sent out to help us, which from the point of view of us as an organisation deploying a new technology into what is becoming a more crowded marketplace, having the confidence that the tool was going to work, and there may be issues, but when they would be fixed by people that we'd met and we knew. I mean, that's very, it's really hard to put a value on the confidence that you get from working with a partner. We started with 3 language pairs right from the outset, because that was where most of our documents at the time were coming through. Within 3 months, we added, I think it's 7 more language pairs to that, because once the wider firm became aware of the capabilities, not just externally with our clients, but actually internally across the BDO International network, we started getting requests, oh, you've got this ability, could you translate these documents? Because for an international organisation, we get a lot of requests from people saying, help, I've got 2 or 3 documents in Portuguese or Arabic, can somebody translate them? We happen to have the engine to be able to say, yeah, certainly we can do that, and actually get people a flavour for those documents very quickly. One particular case that comes to mind from very early on in our deployment was a large international arbitration case where a lot of documents and initial reports from the other side were in Arabic, and it's not something that anyone in our team has particular natural gift in speaking. However, being able to take a 350-page report through, have it processed, have it translated, and have it come out as an English reviewable document, at least to get a flavour of it, being able to turn that around far quicker than using an external transcription service. But perhaps the biggest return on investment is the cost saving for clients by being able to translate documents as the case goes and evolves. It means they don't have to have a ready-made pool of people in whatever language that they can call on immediately. We start up a case, the expectation is that it'll be mostly in English, perhaps with some French or German documents in it. And in fact, as and when those come up, they could just get processed and ingested. It doesn't upset the review flow, it works seamlessly. It means that the pool of people needed to review it are much smaller, and that keeps hourly costs down. And generally, it's the review that costs the most in any given case. So less reviewer hours makes for a lower cost case, which makes for happy clients.